How are we doing out there?
You know, neck hurts, back hurts. We're getting old out here, to
I
be
was
honest with you.
getting into position in this bed. I groaned way too much for being, I'm not even to say my age, years old. I've been lying. I'm straight up. I'm telling people I'm 25. I'm
Girl,
26 is weird. I'm not with it. I'm literally not with it.
that's how I feel about being 28.
It just does not feel right coming out of my mouth because I
No.
know like we both look young and people are gonna be like, oh, no way. Like,
And you're like, unfortunately, yeah.
yes. So
Unfortunately,
where do we go from here?
unfortunately, I'm 2 years away from 30. I don't know what you want me to. 28, I feel like, is like turning 19. Or no, turning 20. Turning 20 is such a weird age to turn.
Yeah, it is.
Because turning 20 is just like not significant at all.
Because you're technically like in your 20s now, but you're not yet 21. So it's like,
Exactly.
what are you doing?
Like, what's the point?
Weird gray area
Yes.
age.
Same thing with 22 to 24. It's like, ew, you're 23? Yikes. You know what I
And,
mean?
and 27. I have to speak up for 27. 27 is weird. It's just like a you're not yet 30,
Yep.
but you're close.
Yep.
People have already told me, like, because I complain about my age probably a little too much. People are like, just wait till you're 27. It's the worst. I'm like,
I don't want to think
like,
about
I'm
it.
trying so hard to live in the moment. You guys are not helping.
Right.
Okay,
It is
anyways,
what
yeah,
it
so my
is.
back is aching. Dude. And that ties into okay, so this goes out to all the people who have ever had, specifically, I think like a cartilage piercing, it has to be, but maybe any. But like it will not heal, okay?
Didn't you put a hoop in?
Yes, I did, dude. And I slept on my side just like a little too confidently
Oh,
last
no.
night, if I might. Yeah, and I'll admit it, like I think I just like turned over onto that side and just slept to start out.
Oh,
What was
no.
I thinking? So this morning I woke up, I was like, okay, everything feels fine. And then later in the day, I remember I just touched it, like I just brushed it a little bit with my finger. I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Like it felt not great. A few hours later, I'm sitting on the couch. Does my ear feel hot? That's why I'm like, is it really feeling hot right now? And then it starts like a heartbeat. I'm like, what the heck? And now can you tell? Look how red it
It's
is.
red, yeah.
Dude, I sat in front of my little mini like $10 fan from Walmart for 10 minutes before this, just try to cool it down. Randomly, I did
Jeez.
nothing wrong, really.
That's so weird.
It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I've also been sleeping on my side a lot recently and waking up in like that like hunched over position. Brittany was saying this before we recorded. She's
Literally,
like, I'm sleeping in the fetal position.
but basically, like, I, like, everything from, like, my head, like, my waist up, I'm, like, hunched over with, like, my blankets, literally, like, the curled hand underneath, just, like, squished. And then my legs are, like, spread open. Why? Couldn't tell you. I have no idea. That's just how I get comfortable when I sleep.
You
But
do what you do.
I do what I do. But like I try to be conscious. I hate that word so much.
Conscious.
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 Am I having a show? Conscious.
But then there also is your conscience. So.
Okay, I try to be conscientious. There we go.
Oh,
Aware. I try to
whoa,
be
okay.
what?
I
What?
didn't realize you were trying to say conscientious.
Oh, not
Yes,
conscientious.
no, that is an.
I try to be aware about the fact of how I sleep. So like I literally like I lay down in bed and I have my head like perfectly kind of straight and I'm like, okay, this is comfortable, like whatever. And then I wake up and I'm like scrunched. And so now my neck just like every time that I bend it a certain way, I'm like that hurts. That's painful. And now I'm like, should I just buy a new pillow?
What kind of pillow do you have?
I have no idea. It's just a pillow that I got from Costco. But I'm like, do I need to get a new pillow or like stick another pillow like underneath to
I
have
will.
like the extra support?
I bought like a neck because I was having trouble like with my neck sleeping. I bought a neck pillow, one that's like designed to like hold the scoop of your neck, and I liked it for about 2 weeks, and then I was like, this is starting, I feel like, to make my neck hurt worse. And
Oh no.
someone warned me about that in my comments. I
Jeez.
honestly feel like getting like you're supposed to just be flat, I think. You know, they say like you don't want to have any curve or like extra tilt or anything. Like you want to sleep on your back, preferably flat. That's like the best way.
I had no idea.
Yeah, to be not as hard on your neck and your shoulders and everything.
I had no idea. You learn something new every day.
Do you think you could sleep on your back?
Oh yeah. But when I do sleep on my back, I have to, this is going to be so weird. But if I lay on my back and I tilt my head to the left, I have nightmares.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I'm so serious. Like, and that sounds so crazy, but like every time that I've had like a night terror or I've had one of those dreams that makes me like like out of my sleep, it's when my head is tilted to the left. Oh. Like if I like lay on my back and like kind of go like that, but if I lay on my back and tilt to the right, I sleep good. I sleep fine.
Okay, there you
nothing
go.
Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing new. But sometimes in my sleep, I can't control which way my head gets turned.
What are your bad dreams like typically about? Do you have a recurring?
Oh God, it's mostly like horror stuff. So like, I think I may have said this dream before on here, like a bunch of episodes ago. It was like about that demon in the mirror. Did I tell you about that?
Oh God. Did
All right,
you?
I'm gonna say it, and if it sounds familiar, then please stop me. So
Okay.
I don't, because it happened so long ago. Like I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't remember all of the details, but
Okay.
basically what happened is like I was in the mirror and I was like getting ready, and I think like, oh God, I can't remember. But basically like the scary part of it is that you know the mirrors like with the medicine cabinets?
Yeah.
I like closed it and there was a demon behind me. And then I turned around and like looked and I was like I went like that, and the demon came and like grabbed me by my neck and like shoved me against the mirror and like shoved me up the wall like a Stranger Things kind of vibe, and just like held me there. And I woke up and I was like stressed.
You just walked me through that a little too well. Like I pictured, oh my gosh.
Terrifying. But like the bathroom that I was in wasn't even my bathroom.
Okay, well that's good.
That's good at least, but like I don't know whose bathroom it was, but it was a bathroom with it was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying.
I can literally only imagine.
But like the demon was like a dark force. Like it wasn't like it didn't have a face. Like it was just like a dark being, like a dark force almost. And like I definitely posted about it on TikTok. People were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I don't know." You know what I mean?
Okay,
I'm like
we all have some like pretty bad dreams.
Right. I'm like, I am going to make like the hard assumption that I'm okay. But people were like, you know, with dream analysis, that means, I'm like, I don't know if I believe in dream analysis, because sometimes my dreams are just super weird, like not even including that one, but like other dreams, I will dream the most outlandish, stupid, like this doesn't even make any sort of sense dream. And I'm like, there's no way that means anything. No. Absolutely no way. So, I don't know.
We have no control over our dreams. I don't know if I believe the dream meaning stuff too, because it's all opinion. No one actually knows.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Unless it's just like a sign, basically.
Right.
Oh my gosh. In my dreams, like typically the worst ones, I'm screaming and nothing is coming out of my mouth. Like,
that's terrifying.
Yes, I'm screaming for my life and yet not a peep. Or I'm running and my legs are like jello and it's like so heavy. And I'm just like trying so hard. Oh my gosh. I hate it.
I literally just had it literally just came back to me. I've had a recurring dream. And it's basically like a recurring dream, but in different formats.
Okay.
Like different scenarios, but like they all come together and they all like correlate. So you know that I pet sit pretty often.
Yeah.
So I have like a recurring nightmare that I keep forgetting to feed the animals.
Oh my gosh.
That like my brain knows that I need to feed these animals, but my body is not letting me do it.
Are the animals like dying or is everything
No, like
okay?
they're just hanging out.
Oh,
But then
okay.
I'm like, I need to feed these animals. And then there'd be times where like in some dreams I would forget that I was pet sitting. And I'm
Oh.
like, they haven't been fed in a week kind of
Okay.
vibe.
Yes, I've
But then my body will not let me go to feed the animals.
mm,
But like it's almost like I'm screaming at myself being like, you need to go feed these, like you need to go feed the dogs, you need to go feed these animals, like, they haven't eaten in a week and my body's just like like just completely gone. I've
crazy.
had multiple dreams like
So
that.
frustrating.
It is incredibly frustrating.
I have reoccurring dreams that I'm like don't have pants on in public
Ooh,
all of a
nice.
sudden. Like I'm
Nice.
in some I don't even know setting, like maybe like a work setting. I'm sitting at the table and like I get up to go to the presentation and I'm like not wearing pants and I don't know if it's I can tell everyone knows I'm not wearing pants
Mhm.
or if I like cover myself. I don't even know what I do, but I just know that I've been like why what is going on? Like why all of a sudden am I so if that's as bad as it gets, I guess that's okay. But honestly, I haven't really had a dream that scary that's like
I think
demon
that was the
level.
scariest dream I've ever had,
Yeah.
honestly. But like there's only a handful of dreams that I remember start to finish
Mhm.
ever.
Yeah.
There was one dream that I had. I I had a kid. I
Mhm.
had a baby girl in my dream. And I was in college, right? But I was still living in my dorm, whatever. And in my dream, my professors really liked my child because she like never cried during class. So like I would bring her with me, like she would just like be in the baby carrier, like whatever. And if she did like start to like babble or like get fussy or whatever, then like the professor would hold her and like whatever, right? I had the dream that I kept leaving her places.
Mhm.
So in the dream, I left her in the classroom and I like went back to my dorm and was just like chilling. And then I was like, "Oh wait, my kid." And then I started frantically running towards the academic building that I left her in. And it was like I was running on a treadmill. And
Oh.
the path just got longer and longer and longer and longer, and I'm just like screaming, crying, frantically running. Like I woke up crying, like just trying to run to grab my daughter that doesn't exist. So yeah, I had that dream in college. That was terrifying. But
Waking up crying is crazy
yes, waking up,
emotions.
like actually, like I woke up and I was like I was crying in my sleep. Isn't
Dude,
that scary?
that's so scary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I've ever woke up crying. The two dreams that I like think of if someone were to ask me like memorable dreams,
Mm-hmm.
they're both kind of funny. I
Oh, that's
was
nice.
I yeah, sorry, like I don't want to be any demon.
Well,
Honestly, like with melatonin, I have bad dreams, but it's bad dreams like
mm.
someone's trying to kill me,
Oh,
or
perfect.
like I'm kidnapped, or
Love that.
something. I don't know. It's like a level like scary. It's not like
Yeah,
horror, you know.
right.
Okay. But I have a funny one when I was in like I think it was probably elementary school. Had a dream. I was at a concert. It was a rock concert. And the band comes on and they start singing, "Your bladder's gonna burst. Your bladder's gonna burst." And I woke up and I had to pee my pants so bad. I got up and was like running to the bathroom. But that was
Wow.
how it was so weird. My brain was like telling me that I had to pee.
Like your girl's about to
With
pee
the
herself.
I know.
Right.
So weird. But
That's
yeah, that
crazy.
I know. And then my mom told me she had a dream one time that she was getting stabbed. There was like a knife to her throat. Someone was stabbing her and
Jeez.
she was like struggling. And she woke up and she had worn a bra to bed and the underwire from the bra had poked out and was like poking up into like her sternum a little bit, like just superficial, like into the
Right. Yeah.
skin,
Yeah.
but enough to be like, ow, this is hurting.
Yeah.
But her brain was like, someone's trying to stab you. Like, you're literally about to get killed. So she
That's
woke up being like, oh my God.
crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dreams are so wild.
So insane. And isn't it so interesting when you can trace something, like after you've had a really outlandish, like, what the heck dream? You're like, why was I thinking about my grandmother's, like, clock she has on her living room table. It's like, oh, because I saw that pattern in
Yep.
the store and then I had a dream.
Uh-huh.
Like you can always kind of trace those weird little
Yep.
bits.
Absolutely.
Our
That's
brain like picks
hilarious.
it up and like saves it for later.
Right. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I always like when I dream, though.
For sure.
I
Do you
really like
have
when I dream.
do you take anything to sleep anymore?
I take magnesium.
Okay. And it like doesn't affect your dreams.
Not really. No.
Okay.
It just kind of like calms my brain down. It doesn't have any melatonin in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it honestly just kind of like I take there's different types of magnesium, but I take magnesium citrate
Okay.
and it just kind of like it just calms my brain down. So I don't really have to think a lot. Cuz
I need that. Why have I not tried that?
I'll send you the link, but yeah, it doesn't have any sort of like effects on you to like make you tired. I think it might have like a super super tiny trace of melatonin in it, like maybe
Okay.
like a zero point 0.1 milligram kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll send you the link of the ones that I eat. And I've done the rebuy a couple of times. So
Okay.
I'm about to subscribe. Like, you know, on Amazon when you can
Yeah.
like subscribe and get something once a month, like I'm about to do that because sometimes I forget. But
Okay.
I'll send you the link. I'll put you on I either get passion fruit flavor or raspberry flavor.
Oh, so they're gummies?
Oh yeah.
Yum. I love, okay, I'm a melatonin girl. I do strawberry gummies.
Love that.
Now, I was thinking about this because we were talking about dreams and like people always say when you take melatonin you have bad dreams.
Yeah.
I definitely do. I have scarier dreams, but I think I've just gotten used to it and kind of gotten over it. Like in
Right.
the beginning, I had sworn off of it for years. I was like, I'll never do. I used to pop 2 Benadryl to sleep in
Jeez.
college at night. What
Jeez.
was I on? What?
Are you okay?
I probably wasn't, but
Right.
like I don't know. I was just like, this is great. Like this is a good nightcap. You know,
Right.
like I'm definitely gonna knock out, and I did.
Jeez.
But yeah, I had bad dreams with melatonin one time, like swore off it. Now I just do 10 milligrams, and I don't do it every night. But if I need to sleep, there was a point I was doing it every night. I said it on TikTok, people freaked out.
I did the same thing. I was popping two milligrams every night,
And
like,
it was like a little snack, honestly.
and it was just like a little sweet treat before you go to bed that just happened to make you sleepy. Because what I would do, ooh, just thinking about it, just makes me want to take it again.
my gosh,
I'm having,
that
no,
old
but
familiar feeling.
so I would, whenever I would start getting ready for bed, I would take 10 milligrams. So I'd do 2 5 milligram gummies, and then I would go take a hot shower and like brush my teeth, do my skincare, all that good stuff. And then by the time that I was done with my skincare and I crawled into bed, it had kicked in and started doing its thing. So I was
There
like,
you go.
ooh, yes, ma'am, I'm passing out. So
I
absolutely.
love that.
Oh, me
That's
too.
like when you time it perfectly, because you do get that feeling. That's
like
what I kind of
basically
like with melatonin.
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get that feeling with the magnesium? Like
I
you get very
do.
sleepy?
It's not as quick and it's not as intense, I guess, as melatonin, but like, you know, I did read that it does affect your hormones. If you
Magnesium
take
does?
no, melatonin does.
Oh.
So that's why I kind of like stopped taking it altogether. And I have ADHD, so like apparently magnesium kind of like helps turn your brain off at night.
Okay.
So you don't have to like think about, because I literally will lay there and I will think about everything that I need to do that I haven't done, and every possible embarrassing thing that I've ever done in my entire life, and like you need to do better just with everything, and it's just crippling when you can't sleep at night because of it. So yeah, magnesium basically just like knocks me out, which is pretty nice.
I need to try that 100%. I can't remember why people were freaking out about the melatonin. It might have been for the hormones, or there might be another bad thing about it. I don't know.
Well,
But
your body naturally produces melatonin. So it's like,
oh.
and plus, like when you're out in the sun, you get, because you know, when you're out on the beach all day and then you come inside and you're like, I'm exhausted by like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
The sun produces melatonin. So you're absorbing all of that natural melatonin throughout the day when you're outside. So then when you're taking melatonin, it just kind of like, it makes things all out of whack. So
I
it's
see.
like, if you, I mean, obviously if you need like, because there's some people who just have a lot of trouble sleeping and they need like medical grade melatonin or like something to help them fall asleep, that's a completely different story. But it's like, that's why people usually do like a 2 milligram, 5 milligram. So
Yeah, apparently 10 was a lot too. People were like, oh my gosh, you take 2 of those gummies. I'm like, yeah, with ease.
yeah, same. Literally, I would just like throw them up in the air and catch them in my mouth, and then like, and
just another night. It's just another.
And just completely pass out. Good night. So I feel you.
Yeah.
Definitely can relate.
I love the melatonin. And I got like a box of 200 from Bargain Hunt. So that is going to be my drug of choice for at least the next 200 times.
200
And then
days.
I might try the magnesium because I actually am
so
interested.
funny.
If you said it like calms
It does.
your brain and like quiets.
Yeah.
I need that.
I'll
I was
send you the
talking
link.
about. Oh, okay, thank you.
You're
I was
welcome.
talking about my constant thoughts the other day on TikTok. Actually, I think I only posted it today, but I recorded it the other day. But I was like, I am one of the people, like, my brain literally never turns off. Like, I'm
Me
always
either.
talking to myself in
Yep.
every way, shape, and form.
Same.
Even when I'm having a conversation, I'm probably thinking about something else.
Oh, for sure. Sometimes when people are having a conversation, my eyes will glaze over and my mind is somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly.
I can clock it with you because you are ADHD.
Oh.
I can. I'm not. I feel like I don't know.
Oops.
And I know you're not doing it on purpose.
I'm really not.
Also, Taylor's ADHD AF. So
That's
I'm
so
just
funny.
like that. I apparently attract all the girlies with ADHD.
Apparently so.
I know.
That's
but it's okay.
sorry.
No,
but that's literally how that's Alex, he doesn't think at all about literally anything. Like, we'll be hanging out and then like I don't know, I'll just be like, "What are you thinking about?" He's like, "Nothing."
Yeah. I know.
I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not thinking about." I was like, "You're not thinking about anything." I was like, "Your brain is silence." And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, I find that hard to believe.
No, I've definitely started a fight about it before.
I'm like,
100%.
I find that
like I do not believe you.
incredibly hard to believe. He does the cute, like, how much I love you. I'm like, be actually for real right now. Like, what are you thinking about?
That is not what I want to hear in you.
Right. I'm like,
Tell
there's
me.
a time and a place where I want to hear that. And it's in the tone that I ask you. If I'm like, what you thinking about?
Yeah.
Then you can be all cutesy. But I'm like, what are you thinking about? What's on your mind?
I want like a random thought. I enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I just want to know.
the random weird, like, who cares thought? Like, say it out loud. Tell me.
I just can't. It's so unreal to me that there honestly could be nothing going through your head. I think I zone out sometimes, but even when I zone out, I'm still like, I don't know. I feel like I'm still thinking. I'm on 24/7.
When I zone out, I'm like thinking of a different scenario.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like, okay, this is going to sound super morbid, but do you ever like, if you say no, I'm going to close my laptop and I'm going to throw my mic across the room. Do you ever think about like, oh my God, I don't even know if I want to say it.
No,
like,
I know. Like driving your car.
Yes.
Yes.
Or like morbid, like morbid thoughts.
Yes. Like, what if I just took this knife right now and like
what if I get a phone call that my family's dead?
Oh. I feel
like what would I do? Like, what would I do if that happened? Like, how would I react?
I mean, no, it's definitely accurate, but I was thinking like harm, like
that
self-harm,
too.
like killing.
No, that too.
And then you were like, my whole family's dead. But like,
no, but that too. Like, literally, I'll be in the car and I'm like, I'm going 80 miles an hour down the highway. What if I just pulled the e-brake?
Yeah, or like,
what if I put the car in park? Like, what's gonna happen?
What if I got the call that would like ruin my life forever?
Yeah,
right now.
Literally, I think about that all the time. I think about like the most morbid, the most like outlandish like stuff, dude.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm not alone.
Okay,
honestly,
that makes me feel.
no.
That's why I was like so scared because I'm like, if I'm by myself and that's like, I'm genuinely gonna log off for the night and be like, good night, I gotta go.
100%. No, 110%. I think about it all the time. And then I probably then overthink like is there actually something wrong with me? Like, no, I'm normal. Like,
Literally.
I'm not, nothing's wrong. This, other people, like, 100% I have that
Yeah.
exact thought process.
Okay, perfect. I love that.
And, I don't, I was, I don't, okay, this is like, we're telling a lot of crazy stories. Or like gory. I don't know about gory. This one's gory though.
Okay.
So, I was watching a YouTube video last night. There's a channel, and it's called Explore With Us. Where
Okay.
the girls, if you like true crime, you do, right?
I do.
Okay, you would like it.
Okay.
It's this narrator. His voice is so crispy, like perfect, clean, but it's like a Keith Morrison, like Dateline voice
Ooh,
almost. Like
love
deep.
that. Yep.
Body cam. They go through the interviews. They
sick.
break down the entire thing.
Yep.
It's so good. But they did a episode last night. Talk about like the call to change your life or the thing that changes it. Like, what if I was randomly attacked right now? Like,
Wild.
what if I would, this person, do you ever think when someone walks by you, like, what if they just, like,
Yes, all the time. I'm like that dude that was punching women in New York. Like, literally, I think about that all the time. I look at people, and I'm like, they could have a gun on them right now.
yep,
Or like, I sit in a movie theater and I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, where are the exits? What if somebody just shot up this movie theater right now? Sitting in church, what if somebody just stands up and shoots the preacher? Like, that's literally what my mind goes through all the time.
because we're not, like, that could happen.
That could definitely
We're way
happen.
too comfortable. We're way
Right.
too comfortable.
For sure.
Okay, well,
We're just
this
raw
poor
dogging
woman-
life. Yeah,
this
go
poor
ahead.
woman, this absolutely insane, I don't know what she ended up getting diagnosed with, but this woman was having some serious mental issues.
Bless her heart.
She was homeless. She was outside of a Circle K. At some point decided, or no, she walked from her house with her gas tank because she wanted gas in the Circle K but didn't have money. So she got some guy to give her $5 of gas. So she walks in. He goes up to the register. She stands behind him. He gets the $5 gas thing. She walks out with him, gets the gas, comes back in. Mind you, she had no interaction with anyone in the store. No one. Besides the guy outside the store asking him.
Right.
She comes back in with the gas tank.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Reaches over the counter, throws it on the employee, douses her in gas. The employee runs into the back office. The woman follows her, pulls a match out of her jacket, strikes it, throws it on her, and leaves. This woman, her, like, a third of her body was burned. They showed the body cam. Of course, they blur everything. But they showed when the police officer came in, and he actually went in and was like, oh my, and like had to turn around and like walk out because it took him by that much of a surprise how badly burned she was on her face and her arms. And there was, thank God, there was a man who saw it happen. He found a bucket of dirty mop water and threw it on her and like extinguished because her coworker came over to try to help her and the fire jumped onto her and she had like so she was trying to get that little spot off of her and she ended up being fine.
Terrifying.
Yeah, the woman, the homeless woman had no interaction with her whatsoever. Just
That's
like
crazy.
a random out of the blue.
That's
I have
terrifying.
chills. I have chills.
Literally,
all over my body
I'm
telling the
like,
story.
like, that's terrifying.
Literally, life changed forever in an instant.
That's so scary.
Dude. And she did survive. There was a 2% chance of her living. I don't know
Wow.
where it happened, but they transferred her out of state to Alabama to like a burn unit there.
Yeah.
And she somehow survived. But it was so crazy. I was talking to Chris about this today. I was like, I don't want to do research because I don't know what's going to come up on the computer and I don't want to see.
Honestly.
But this woman like was so badly burned, but she was still talking to the officer when she was in the back closet of the gas station.
Just pure adrenaline.
And you can hear, and she's like, I don't know, I didn't say anything to her, blah, blah. And the guy was saying like it was basically her entire arm and like chest and face. So imagine. And she's still talking. And then during the interview, the detective would like give some updates, I guess, about her condition. But he was saying that at some point she gave another interview at the hospital, But even then, they were saying she still only had a 2% chance of living. So she was like awake and talking.
Dude, that's pure adrenaline. Like, there's just no other way to describe that. It's like
I'm like, so what is it with the burn that I guess it would be you're so susceptible to infection, like having that much of your body like
exposed.
I think, yeah, that's what it is, because it's crazy to me that she's like giving interviews, but they're still being like, well, you still could pass away from this.
That's insane. That's insane.
She pulled through.
Ugh.
Pulled through, thank God.
Thank goodness.
I know, but random. You never know.
That's so scary. That's like the stories of like people just like randomly throwing acid in somebody's face.
Yes, and that is definitely a fear of mine that I like. That's a
Yeah.
reoccurring thought too. Like, if I pass this person, could they just like pull something out of their pocket
and just like throw it at me? I'm like, is this a trauma response, or are we just being prepared?
I feel like we all probably, because I feel like the acid attacks, I heard about them in England and like London and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember it on the news, and it probably stuck with all of us forever.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And it's just, that's so insane. Literally, it's like, I'm so hyper aware of my surroundings. So hyper aware. Like, I am catching myself like sitting and looking towards the door, and, you know, just like I lost my taser. I need to get another one. I don't have it anymore. Or I do, and it's somewhere lost in the sauce. So I need to find it. I'm like, I mean, it's like a legit taser too. My mom got it for me for Christmas a few years ago.
Heck yeah, I have
but
one
like
too.
It's pink.
Me too.
No way.
Yeah. Cute. I think I got it on Amazon for like $20.
Oh, my mom went to like a self-defense, like, so she's pink and she's like heavy duty.
Yeah, mine have you tried it before?
Like, hit the thing?
Yeah.
Of course I have, absolutely.
Oh, it's so loud. I hate it.
It's my favorite thing to like, when I had it, I would tell people about it. They're like, no, you don't. I'm like, I'll be right back. Because I would keep it in my purse. And then I would take it out and like not show them at first, and then I'd take it out and be like, Pfft. I wouldn't like obviously like hit them with it. Yeah. But I would like I would take it out and I'd take it out and I go Pfft. And they'd be like, whoa. I'm like, I told you I had one.
It's so loud. It's just like
it's like it's pink, but it don't feel pink.
It overwhelms me. I hate it. My little brother, it's like my pink taser is sitting in my little dish by the door where I like throw my keys in. Very good place for it to be.
Of course.
And every time he comes in, he inevitably like picks it up and wants to, and like in my face, like zzz. I'm like, please.
He's gonna hit you down one day. Like, you're not gonna know it's coming, and you're gonna whip your head around at the right second. I'm gonna
hit him. What's gonna happen.
Absolutely. A tase for a tase.
Literally, I'm gonna have to yeet that thing out of his hand so quick.
Honestly.
Oh my gosh, it would hurt so bad, Brittany. I can't deal with like pain that I know is about to happen. I hate it. Like, my sister always wants to like pop if there's like a random pimple on my body. She's like, let me get it. And I'm like, oh no, I can't. Like, you inflicting pain on me doesn't work. I can do it on myself.
Yes.
Till the cows come home. Squeeze my skin till it's purple.
Oh yeah, literally till blood's coming out. And I'm like, I'm still pretty sure there's something in there. Like, I need to squeeze it more. But like, my mom, she has naturally super long nails. And they're like they are natural, thick, like, nails, right? Ouch. So whenever I would have like a pimple on my face or like on my back or my arm or whatever, she'd be like, let me get it. And I let her do it once. It was the most, because even when I was like, ow, she went harder to get it. And I was like, you're never going to touch me again. You are never.
You have lost your privileges as of this moment.
You have betrayed my trust. Never again.
The nails, like, that's what hurts so bad.
Yes.
If you're doing it on someone else, you cannot use your fingernails.
No.
You've got to use like the chubby bit of the nails.
Yes.
Yeah, the pads of your fingers.
Yeah. Either that or like Q-tips.
Yes. Please have some self-respect.
Have some decency.
And get 2 Q-tips.
Please, for the love of God, have some decency.
Yeah, it hurts so bad. So like, when I was young, I was terrified of shots. Like, I was trying to squirm my way out of the doctor's office.
Really?
Like, I did not did not like shots. I also have a very vivid memory of them trying to give me a strep test, and they
Oh,
had like
those are
four
scary.
people trying to hold me down. Like they were on all sides of me trying to like keep me pressed on the table and keep my mouth open, and I was like making every excuse in the book, like I need some water. No, I'll do it later. I'll come back. Well, like as a child, like
Oh, for sure.
trauma, that's giving trauma. I'm laughing about it now and we can all laugh together, but
Yes.
that was traumatic, I'm sure, for me.
Absolutely.
But those strep tests, like, literally get out of my
Those are
mouth.
so scary. I always get nervous when I have to give blood or
Yeah.
like any sort of like blood work done because when I was in, so like trigger warning for anybody who is afraid of needles. So I I had mono in 8th grade, and I had, when you have mono, you have to get so much blood work done. Like an insane amount of blood work done. I guess that was just the case for me. I don't know if it's similar to everyone, but when I had it, it was a lot of blood work.
Yeah.
So I went to get blood work. At this point, I'd gotten it a few times. I was like, whatever, like it's just another day at the doctor. And it was this girl, and she was brand new. It was her first time. I was like, great. But of course, I'm a child, so I can't like, I don't have a voice yet. I can't be like, hey, can we not and have somebody who's like been through the trenches and like seen some stuff do it? That could like do it with their eyes closed. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So this girl, oh, this makes my skin crawl thinking about it.
Oh no.
She literally she took the needle, and if my finger is the needle, she took the needle and started going like this in my arm. And she was like, I can't find the vein. She was like, oh, I
Moving
can't.
it up and down.
Literally moving it around in my arm, moving it in and out, like basically
Oh,
like
hell
repeatedly
no.
stabbing my arm. And I'm sitting there like clenching my fist as hard as I can, just in complete and utter like, I cannot believe this is happening right now. And the bruise that I had,
Oh.
Sophia, I am not kidding. It was my entire arm.
Jeez.
From here to my wrist. Purple.
Oh my gosh.
Purple. Purple. Yep, purple. My entire arm.
Well,
From that woman trying to find my vein.
that's absolutely terrifying. Of course, you don't want to get blood work.
Right. Yeah. So like, I mean, now that I'm grown, my mom's called me. I gotta tell her that she always forgets. Hi, Mom. She always forgets that I record Wednesday nights. I'm recording.
Oh, I thought we were
Exclamation
live.
point. But no, she always calls on. She always forgets, and so she'll call me. But yeah. So now I'm like fine, kind of okay with it. But like I always kind of like give people a heads up. I'm like, hey, no offense, but like if you haven't been doing this for at least a few years, like I don't feel comfortable. And then I just kind of give them like a synopsis of what my experience was. And then so far everybody's been like, oh, I've been doing this for years. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I'm
We
not going
need
to pass out and I'm not going to throw up, but like I will remember this for the rest of my life kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
This
the
will stick with
trauma,
me.
the trauma will stay with me. Absolutely.
We need
110%.
a veteran,
Yes.
please.
I want someone who's seen some stuff.
Yeah, I'm good with the strep test now too. Like I'm fine, but as a child it was so, and I
That's
remember
terrifying.
my response was always like as a kid when I was getting shots, my sister is only a year younger than me, so like my mom was, we all went together everywhere else that all the time. So what she would make sure that Eva would go first so that Eva could get her shot and everything would be fine, and then I could have my freak out, because if I freaked out then Eva would freak out,
That makes sense.
and she was always like the most chill baby. But I don't know, I was just dramatic, truly.
I never really minded shots. Like shots were not really a lot. Like I didn't really mind it at all. And like the same thing with going to the dentist. A lot of people.
Oh, perfect.
Oh no, your light died.
It's okay, guys, my selfie light died.
But yeah, like a lot of people hate going to the dentist.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
I really don't mind it.
No, me either. Never bothered me, not once.
It doesn't bother me either. Like I mean, I guess there's a lot of trauma with dental work, and like I mean, because your teeth are super sensitive. So, but I don't know, like going to the dentist has never bothered me ever. Like they can, they can have both hands in both hands in my mouth, like digging around, like moving things around, scrape it, and I'm just chilling. I think I
Yeah.
just like my jaw starts to hurt after a while, and I just hate like having to hold my mouth open.
Tell me if you've done this too, because I was thinking about it, and now that you brought up dentists, I'm like, this is perfect. When
Okay.
they do the x-ray thing and they put those big plastic things in your mouth, like, have you had x-rays done
And
at
you
the
have to like
dentist?
bite down on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it's like uncomfy AF, do you ever say anything?
No.
Me either. I suffer.
I just sit there and I'm like, this will be over in a few seconds. I'm
It's
like, I'm just,
literally gouging a hole into the
yes,
bottom roof of my mouth, whatever that is.
100%. You're
Like,
sitting there. I'm like, I am in pure agony.
insufferable pain right now.
Insufferable pain. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
But you would never know it.
Absolutely not. I would just sit there and they're like, are you okay? I'm like, uh-huh. Nope.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, literally like,
Like, get out there and take the picture so you can get this freaking thing out of my mouth, please.
I just hate when I have to keep my mouth open. I hate it so much. Like I get so uncomfortable because they're like, you're laying there, you're like, and then after a while, like you're where your jaw like hinges, I guess, like it gets uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then when I like open my mouth more to like my jaw, they're like, don't do that. I'm like, my literal neck and my jaw is like quite literally on fire. Like ab workouts but for my face. I'm like, I am in so much agony right now. And they're like, we're almost done. I'm like, you've been scraping the same tooth for what feels like 15 minutes. Like, can we please put the thing in my mouth that like keeps my mouth open so I can at least rest my mouth on something?
Yeah.
Because if I could rest my mouth on something, that's a completely different story. Then like we're chilling. But if I have to like actively keep my mouth open and then I try to like sneakily close it, they're like open wide. I'm like,
Let me out of here.
I want to go home. Yeah.
Have you had your wisdom teeth out yet?
Nope. No,
What's your
I haven't.
plan?
I don't know. I don't even know because like I'm going to the dentist in October
Okay.
to get like the updated x-rays, to get the cleaning, the basically like the full exam. So, because I've had a cleaning pretty recently, but I haven't gotten like the full updated works. So, I'm going to do that in October.
Okay.
So then from there we'll see what the dealio is.
There you go. Have yours grown in yet?
I think so. The
Oh.
top two,
Yeah.
because they have now protruded my gums. I can feel them with my tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Get
I
'em
can
out.
feel them. I can feel them in the back. Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like whenever you're ready, you'll get them out and it'll be easy and it'll be swift. I was thinking I had to keep my mouth open the whole time, but I was so high off of the laughing gas, I didn't know left from right.
That's so funny.
I like knew he was doing something, but I was so tired that I just like didn't even care. And then I remember like bits and pieces of it. But I think they put one of those things in my mouth, or did they? I actually don't even know.
That's so funny.
But
Wait,
it was...
they don't knock you out?
So the dentist I went to didn't. I actually did I like kind of worked with him a little bit. Shout out Dr. Pruitt, Vestavia
I remember
Hills Family
this.
Dentistry.
Shameful plug?
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I love him. He's actually great. Do you know Jade Amber
No.
on TikTok? Oh,
No.
if y'all are listening and you know her and you love her, you know that Dr. Pruitt did her teeth. And he did a bunch of like smile makeovers for people who were supposed to get them from that creepy pedophile.
Yes, I remember this.
Maybe
Yes.
he wasn't a pedophile. I don't know what he was.
He was a
Creepy, weird
creep.
guy.
He was a creep. Yeah. He was fatphobic and a creep.
And he was definitely sexually assaulting.
Oh,
women
100%.
and-
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Pruitt took a bunch of people that initially wanted to go to him, but then after like everything happened, they backed out.
Right.
He did their teeth and he's done some smile makeovers for free. But yeah, he's awesome. I love him. So his thing with the wisdom teeth was he was like, we're not going to do the IV. It's going to be fine. It's like less on your body, I guess. It's safer to like not have to go under anyways. Because just going under anyways, there's a risk with it. He's like, so you don't have
Right.
to worry about that. You'll be awake, but... And I think it's maybe better for healing. I don't know. It's like less on the body. please don't take my word for it. But I will say my healing was like pretty good, and again, I didn't have to like get put down. I've never been.
You didn't have to get put down.
I've never been put down. Like, so I was honestly worried about that. I was more worried about going under the anesthesia like than anything. So not having to worry about that was nice. And they just like gave me some sleeping pills to take the night before to make sure I slept really good. And then the next morning when I got to the office, they told me to take the other two. So they like started hitting, you know, in about 15-20 minutes, and they give you the oxygen. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was sucking it down. I remember taking deep breaths, honey. Deep breaths.
You're like, I need as much as I can get.
It was kind of embarrassing because I realized, like, at some point they can hear, like, there's a sound to it. Like, when I breathe in, you can hear, like...
So you're probably like...
Literally. Like, the machine responds when I breathe in, and, like, so you can hear.
It's like when the one person, like, loses their vape, and then they finally find it, and they're like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean?
That's exactly. And I was like, and while I'm conscious, I'm gonna get my money's worth. Like,
period. I'm paying for this. I'm paying for this.
And you bet. Thought.
Oh God, it's so funny.
100%. I'm trying to freaking turn my light on again because it feels so dark in here. Of course, not charging. Whatever. Yeah, no, I was about to get my money's worth, but I didn't have any bad like memories from it. Like, I didn't feel any pain. It wasn't
that's
like
good.
Oh my gosh, all of a sudden I felt this stabbing. Like, and they did stitches, and I felt not a single thing.
That's good.
It was so easy. And then I just had to heal, of course. That was like the worst part, but you just have to like get over the fact that you can't eat for a little bit.
I'm like, you not eating crunchy foods for a long time is like...
I have not eaten mashed potatoes since.
I don't blame you. I don't think I could just eat strictly mashed potatoes for God knows how long.
And it's also just weird because, like, you know what's happened back there, so you don't want to, like, choose stuff. And, like, food is not fun anymore. And then it just gets depressing because you're like, this is so lame.
Right.
I can only color so much. Thank God Risa Tisa was the Risa Tisa era.
I remember that, and you put it on the Apple TV.
Yes.
Honestly, I wish I could rewatch that for the first time.
Yes, just
relive
the hype.
A 50-part series, 10 minutes each time. That's 500 minutes.
Never been done before. She paved the way for so many of these other people.
Literally.
That was such an iconic time. I loved that.
I know.
But yeah, that was happening like right after I got my wisdom teeth out. So I was laid up in bed coloring, which I saw that you're into coloring now.
I am.
Yes, I was coloring and watching Risa Tisa, and honestly, it was like kind of nice to chill.
I love that. Yeah, I am coloring. I ordered a bunch of new markers.
Fun.
I know.
Any particular drawings?
So I have a couple different ones. But the one that I just ordered is like, it's called like the cozy, it's like the cute cozy series or something like that.
Little bears or something?
Yeah, except it's like little ghosts and like, they're like it's super cute.
Oh my God.
If it wasn't downstairs, I would run and show you. But like, it's literally so cute. And like, I just, every time that I open a new page, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I know. I love it so much. I'm having the best time doing it too.
Yay.
I literally colored like 5 pages yesterday.
There you go.
I was in it. Hours.
And like the ghost makes it better. Like, give me anything holiday, seasonal, like I'm
like I don't know about you, but because I know that you're a summer girly. I'm ready for fall.
I'm ready, but like not rushing summer. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Like I'm gonna miss summer at some point, and then I'm gonna be like, "Why were you ungrateful?"
Oh, at this point, I'm rushing it. I'm tired of walking out and it being hotter than Satan's butthole outside. Like I really am. Like I really don't think that I don't want to walk out into a furnace anymore. Like it's that kind of thing. Like I am so tired. I'm so tired of it being 100+ degrees with like 50,000% humidity. It is like walking around with
50,000%
like no, but that's literally how it feels. It's like, oh, it's only 85 degrees outside. It feels like 2,000. So
I'm,
that's
like,
great.
Dripping sweat.
Literally, like the second that I walk out the door, like swamp is real. You know what I mean? Like,
Swamp crotch.
literally, swamp crotch,
If
swamp
y'all
butt,
weren't gonna say
like,
it, like, oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it's like, and then I can feel the sweat dripping down my back, and I'm like,
It,
this is absolutely, like, if there are two textures that I hate feeling, it's feeling wet when it's not on purpose. Like, jumping in a pool, jumping in an ocean, that's a completely different kind. I'm talking about like being sweaty or involuntarily being damp and being sticky. Those are two textures and feelings that I would rather peel my skin off, and I wish that I could peel my skin off and put it in the washer sometimes. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like a good cycle. It needs a good cycle, a good refresh. But I just like, those are the two textures that I hate the most. And now outside feels hot and sticky. So then I start to sweat, and then my hair sticks to the back of my neck, and then it makes me want to shave my head. So
And now I'm bald. So what
and
do we
now
do
I'm
now?
and now I'm pulling a full Britney Spears 2007. Like, I'm
Our queen.
wow.
Yeah, no, it's so uncomfy, like being sweaty and gross. I
Yes.
realized the other day, I've known this, but I guess I just like randomly consciously admitted it to myself. I hate touching water on floors with like my bare toes. Like, or
Ooh,
really
yeah.
just floors with my bare toes, especially in bathrooms. Like, I'm literally tiptoeing around my own bathroom. Like,
It's so funny.
get a grip, Sophia. Like, you actually live here. Like, everything around you is you.
That's how I
Okay?
feel about my kitchen, though. That's literally how I feel about my kitchen.
Like, everything gross.
Yes, like the second that I step on a crumb, I'm like, oh God, ew.
Literally.
And I'm like, Brittany, it's like a chip crumb. And I'm like, ugh. My whole body just like completely convulses, and I have to go put shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
cannot be like barefoot, and I do not want things. Or like wet bath towels or like bath mats.
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
stepping
Nothing
onto
worse.
one.
Yup.
Getting onto one after someone already has stepped on it wet, and you just get on that damp. Oh,
The secondhand wet.
I'm
Yes.
sick to my stomach over
I'm
that.
sick.
I will like pick out a dry spot and walk onto like
That's so funny.
I overanalyze every single situation.
Hey, honestly though, I don't think that's a universal. I don't think that's a unique experience. I feel like a lot of people go through that.
I feel like this is probably our most relatable podcast yet.
I think so too. The morbidity,
Yes.
the really random dreams, and then the I cannot walk around the house barefoot. Can't do it.
Can't, and the dentist, like the fear, the IVs, like
Yeah, like taking blood or giving blood, or like not giving blood, but having blood work done. So scary. I hate it. I really do. It's terrifying.
it is terrifying. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. What was something that you wanted to bring up? I totally started with my topic, and then now we're here.
We ran with it. That's fine.
Was
This
there
could
anything you feel
honestly
like you have to say?
honestly no. This could
Okay.
definitely be for another time, because I feel like it can start to snowball, and we're already almost to an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will ask you this. Did you see on TikTok the video of the girl who went to an influencer's birthday party and was so ungrateful and
I
disgusting
did. I
online?
love how everyone is eating her up. I love it.
too.
Literally devouring and not leaving a single crumb. I love it. I will never ever wish ill will onto anyone, but the fact that Reagan, that poor girl, has been through the ringer, that like honestly over the past few months, like this poor girl, and now this random girl who literally but if you're talking about it in the grand scheme of things, if you don't know what we're talking about, there is this creator, her name is Reagan. She has like 2 or 3 TikTok accounts,
All
and
with like a million
all
plus.
with millions of followers. So like she has a combined platform of like at least 10 plus million followers, right? So she threw a birthday party. And she invited a bunch of like influencers, a bunch of her friends, whatever the case may be. And one of the influencers that was invited, they invited their plus one, which is this girl. Her name's like Maria or Mariah or something like that.
Yeah.
Marie, whatever. So she went to the birthday party, and afterwards she made a whole video talking about how lame it was. And like literally like snuck a video of it, and then put like the scuffing shoe sound effect over top of it, and basically was like, this is a total flop. And what got me totally, that made me cackle, not a cackle as like, oh girl, you're so funny, but cackle as like, girl, you're joking. Is when she was saying like, I just was expecting to not have to pay for drinks I was expecting to like have my drinks paid for, to have my food paid for, my Uber paid for. I'm like, she's like, because that's other events that I've been to. And then she mentioned Bumble. I'm like, girl, Bumble is a multi-million-dollar company
Where is the
who
correlation?
can afford to
Yeah.
pay for everyone who shows up, who can afford to pay for an Uber. This is one girl. Like, yes, she may be an influencer and yes, she may have a lot of money, but she does not owe you anything.
And she is not, like you said, a multi-million-dollar corporation.
Exactly.
That is ridiculous to take your experience at a Bumble event and then apply it to Reagan's LA birthday party that she had at some bar she rented out, or, wherever it was. The fact that the definition of she thought she ate. I really do not understand what she honestly thought was going to come from that. I don't know if she thinks that we are all so like selfish and conceited and think so highly of ourselves that we all would be like, yeah, girl, yeah, I would want my Uber paid for. I would want all my drinks paid for. I can't imagine thinking like that. I cannot imagine putting myself on a pedestal like that.
Me either.
So how did she think we were going to react?
Honestly,
I have seen so many celebrities react to her, and I was watching one video before we got on here, and I was like, okay, yep, ate her up again. More points. Like, what? And also, if someone had come up to you at the birthday party, this is what one of the girls said in this video. If someone had come up to her and asked her how she was liking it and if she was having a good time, if Reagan came up to her and asked, are you having a good time?
I saw this.
Yeah, she would say, yeah, I am. She would be fake, or she would just like have a normal response. You would not say to her face all of these nasty things.
Absolutely.
So what makes you think that coming on the internet makes it better, makes it okay? Also, who wants to be friends with you now?
Literally. Like there have been times that I've gone out and I've been miserable because all I want to do is go home, but I'm putting a fake smile and I'm putting on a happy face and I am going to say, yes, girl. But in my head, I'm like, I hate it here. You know what I mean? Like, but I think what got me is just like, imagine if you got all of the people that you cared about in one room and you let them bring a +1 and you let them do, and so you're like in this huge establishment and everybody is there to celebrate you, and then somebody who you don't even know, which is the craziest part,
+1,
a +1, I found out that she's an assistant to the influencer that was invited.
No. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing.
Yes, she is the assistant.
It's
I don't know. I've
embarrassing.
never heard of the influencer before, but
It's not embarrassing to be an assistant. That's completely valid, but like the fact that that was her role and she was the +1, like that influencer, I guess they must not have had anyone else, like unless they're best friends, but like,
honestly,
girl, know your freaking place.
Literally, like, read the freaking room. Like,
that is it's so mean.
It
so
is
unnecessarily mean.
Right. My favorite comments that people have been making is like, how are you getting canceled but no one knows who you are? Literally, I had never seen this girl before. Like, I understand that everybody starts out somewhere. That's completely valid. But when your videos are getting less than 1,000 views and less than 5,000 views, if you want to be an influencer and you're putting yourself on this pedestal of being an influencer, then you need to have the numbers to back it up if you're going to make such a big claim.
Seriously. And you should be thinking the exact same way. Like, we're all in this together. Like,
exactly.
We're all just trying to have a good time. We're all posting. Like, post your content, do your thing, live your life.
Absolutely.
Do not build your platform off of, hey, I really don't understand what she was thinking.
I don't either. I really think that she was just doing it for clout. I truly think that she was doing it because of the fact that Reagan has been under fire over the past few months. And that, you know, so it's like, I feel like she just wanted to feed into that. And it backfired so badly. And then her response was even worse. Like, the backlash was just, it really, like you said, she really thought she ate. She really
I don't even know if I saw her response. I blocked her like immediately. So I don't know if I saw the response. What'd she say?
Because it was like, because the original response is like, I'm currently getting canceled because I said I didn't have fun at. So that's what I was really talking about.
Okay,
and then that's when, like, she goes, but when the vibes were like this, and then she inserted the clip with the scuffing sounds. You know who Tara Yummy is?
Yeah.
She made people sign an NDA to come to her birthday party.
I saw Reagan's video, like, joking.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
She's like, I should have thought
I don't know if that was true, but.
It was.
Oh, I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
As she should.
I don't
Absolutely.
doubt it. I think a lot of, like, A-listers and stuff, even, like, the social media world, not just celebrities, they do
NDAs and stuff.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Because there's always going to be some clout-chasing BICTH who wants to have her 5 seconds. Crazy.
I hate that.
Yeah, so I just want to see if you had seen that. That was really
I absolutely have.
My only other thing. Oh my gosh.
Craziness.
Yeah,
craziness.
They would never say it in person. People are simply too bold. I've been seeing a lot of Love Island stuff, like people dragging people from Love Island, like girls like being ugly and the way that they act and they're so cringe and stuff. And like, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying, like, I don't think people are cringe, okay? But I don't, like, screenshot pictures of them and, like, make a video and put a sound over it being like, oh, my gosh, she's so ugly. I can't, like...
That's awful.
That's another level.
That's awful. That, like, I don't know anything about Love Island. I've never watched it before. I just think it's, like, isn't it just, like, a bunch of people that go on an island and just, like, have sex with each other? Is that basically what it is?
No. There's no.
Kidding.
Some people do have sex. I don't think but it's not about it. You're actually supposed to try and like form a genuine connection because if you do, you win money. So your goal is to like actually end up liking one of these people.
Gotcha. I didn't know there was money involved. I just thought people were just going to go, like a Jersey Shore kind of vibe.
It's okay. I didn't really know either. I literally just watched this first season. Was my first time ever watching Love Island, so I'm completely new to it. But like, I was fully obsessed.
Gotcha.
Had to watch like every single episode as fast as I could.
I love that.
I binged like 30 in like a few days.
That's so nice.
But yeah, people are roasting these people online, and I keep seeing it and thinking like, this is why I would never do a reality show. Like, I never want someone perceiving me however they want like this and feeling bold enough to put pictures of me and like
this is why it's just so crazy. It's like, I know we've talked about this before, but it's like when we were kids and all we had was Facebook and Twitter, your face was everywhere. You couldn't have a different name, you couldn't have a funky username, you could have like an @ name, but then like, so I guess on Twitter you could like hide your face, but like before Twitter was as big as it was normal for you to put your first and last name and your profile picture of you being yourself on your Facebook, on your Instagram at the time, like everything. But now TikTok, you can just exist as user 502610 kind of thing. So it's like it's and they can be the most vile human being and they can say the most heinous stuff, but there's no immediate consequence. There's no consequence. When before, if you got caught cyberbullying, you got dragged and you got like heavy consequences and you got reprimanded. And now people will say the most heinous stuff. Like take screen recordings, take screenshots like you mentioned, and post it all online and then people are in the comments like or the videos. Like I just watched a video before we recorded this, and it was this guy being like, what's an influencer that you just cannot stand but everybody seems to love? And
I hate,
and it's like 20 2,000 comments
Oh my
of
gosh.
people just ripping influencers and people to freaking shreds.
And
And I, go ahead, sorry.
no, you go.
And I understand that, like, that obviously not everybody's gonna like, because there's a list of people that I've blocked on my TikTok, because I'm like, every time their videos pop up, I'm like, oh god. So if somebody makes me feel like that, I could never imagine commenting that
No.
ever. So I just block and move on. But
Yeah.
it's crazy.
People feel like so bold to say the most insane stuff, and they
Yep.
type their nasty little comment, and then they lock their phone, walk downstairs, and have family dinner. Like
Literally.
nothing ever happened.
Yep.
And I agree with what you were saying. It's kind of one of those, like, "Ugh, I wish we could go back, like back to when social media
Mm-hmm.
was fun." Like, and it's sad. It is so sad that it's got there, but there is more bad on there now than there ever has been. There's more
Yep.
fake accounts, there's more
Yes.
trolls, there's more disgusting people.
Yep.
And I was thinking about this the other day. Like, not only is there more bad though, there's more of the good. So like, there's more of everything. And
Yeah.
it's sad that a lot of times, like, the bad outshines
Oh,
all
for
of that
sure.
stuff. Like all of these nasty comments and these Reddit threads, these people that actually sit there and like fully invest. I saw this random like TikTok came up on my page of Xandra. Do you know Alex Earl?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
Xandra's her friend.
She's a DJ.
Yes, it was something from her Reddit page. It was all these screenshots. I was like, okay, this I've never like this does not apply to me. I just blocked the
Right.
account. And but these people were saying in the comments, because like, okay, I did read it, and it was stupid. Like, what is her job even? Like, her friend Mia just like follows her around all day. Like, what does she just pay for all of your tickets? And then it was like, yeah, Xandra's been at 1.2 million followers for the past year, like holding strong. Like, basically saying she's not gaining any more. Okay, and like all of her videos do well. She's freaking DJing at Lollapalooza. What are you doing?
Literally, what are you doing?
Sitting on your actual butt.
Cheeto
Probably,
dust.
yes, literally in debt.
Literally.
Wishing that you were DJing Lollapalooza. Wishing you were actually having fun.
Yes. It's honestly like, it's just, a thought that popped into my head. I feel like the hate outweighs the good, because the good doesn't get enough spotlight because it's not good that's happening to that person.
True.
It's like a lot of the good stuff, it's like, oh, it's like when somebody gets gifted something, like when a brand sends them something, like that's pretty positive, because in an ideal world the person who received the package is super grateful and like whatever, but then people don't want to watch it because I'm like, that didn't happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, that's not a good thing happening to me. Or like when people are like, oh, my husband surprised me with my dream car. My husband didn't surprise me with my dream car. I didn't get flowers. I didn't get this, so it doesn't benefit me. So then it just gets swept under the rug. But then when it comes to bad stuff, it doesn't have anything to do with you, so you want to invest all of your time and energy into it because it's not directly affecting you. So in reality, it's just feeding the narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, it really is. That's why bad videos and drama does significantly better in the hemisphere of social media than the positive stuff.
And truly, those people who are commenting that much and like really are dedicating their lives to like TikTok hate accounts, Reddit threads, like I'm talking, it's all that they do. They are not. There's no way you convince me they're happy. There's no way that you can convince me they are actually enjoying their life for themselves, making good memories, and actually feeling joy and like fullness. Like, wow, like I really feel like fulfilled with what
Right.
I'm doing.
Right.
You can't convince me.
It's like
No
it's
way.
almost like people are waiting for somebody to do something wrong,
Mm.
and
It's-
then or like a slip up,
It's
and
everything.
and then after that it's a downhill slope. It's a spiral. It is an
Everyone
actual
jumps on.
Yes, everyone
Everyone.
jumps on, and then there's going to be that one person who has the time, and they are going to go and attempt to ruin somebody's life just simply because they don't like them, which I find insane.
Oh, I mean, it's like you said, and no consequences for it. Like,
No, not at all.
and it reminds me of, do you know Anna Paul? I feel like I brought her up so many times. She
You've
does
brought her
those
up before.
vlogs.
I've only maybe seen like one video of her. So like I
Yeah.
can see her face. I know who you're talking about.
I've definitely referenced her, but she like was people attempted to cancel her because this other influencer made this video saying my mom or my friend knew this influencer's mom and or like knew the dad or something, and basically the dad is homeless and the influencer Anna Paul doesn't care, and her dad is living out of a van and he's going to use the public restrooms at like the beach and stuff to shower, and she's posing as if she takes him on all these like luxurious trips and blah blah, and this influencer put out this video basically exposing her with all of this information that she had heard from her friend and like around Australia because they live in Australia. And made this whole video, and all of these comments are like, I knew it. I absolutely knew it. I knew her dad was actually not a part of the family, and I knew they were using him for use. I could tell the moment I saw him. I could have called it a mile away. Okay, well, it turns out it's not true. The dad actually likes to live like a nomad lifestyle. She gives him whatever he wants. She gives him more than he wants, and he doesn't really require much. And so when she does like lavish things for him, maybe he doesn't show it, or he doesn't accept it all the time, or he doesn't ask, but like they are definitely in each other's lives and it's real.
Right.
But all these people were so quick. Oh my gosh, I knew it.
So quick to switch up.
Oh my, and then it's just like the communities that we build because of all these like rumors and stuff, because then people are starting to respond to each other in the comments and they're fighting. Oh, like yeah, and in the comments with the Xander video, someone was like, yeah, it's all on the Reddit page, like go there. And this other person responded and said, really, you shouldn't go there. Like, don't fuel that fire. Like, Reddit is bad,
Yes.
sticking out. And this girl was like, how? Like, we're just using it as a way to like talk about the person. It's not really that bad. Like, they don't have to read it. I'm like, okay, so you definitely don't have a Reddit forum about you. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you would be like, this is... It's not just simply chatting. It is terrible what they say about people. Yes.
It's crippling. It is.
It's not, you don't just like brush it off.
Right. So like, for those of you listening, I don't really talk about it often, but I have a hate Reddit page. And I don't read it. I've read it once. No, twice. I've read it twice.
Right.
I read it once when someone told me about it. And then there was another time that I got like a DM from like a burner account or something on Instagram. And they were like, you need to check the Reddit page, blah, 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 whatever. So I got nervous because I was like, because like my thought process was like my safety's being compromised.
Right.
So I was like,
the worst.
And then there was another time that I kept getting prank phone calls from different phone numbers. So I got nervous that my phone number got leaked. So I had somebody else go and check it for me. So, but the links that people went through to find my personal information, to find the people that I care about's personal information, they took screenshots of like, if I'm in the middle of talking and it's like, when you like, we're watching a TikTok and you just happen to pause it and it's at that perfect moment that you're like, that's a funny face. But they're just like in the middle of talking in their mid-sentence. They would take screenshots of that and post it. Like just, body shaming and just like the whole, just like basically with thousands and thousands of people who are dissecting every single part of my life and that just absolutely hate my guts. And it is absolutely disgusting. It is. I haven't gone to that page in a very long time.
Good.
Because of it. I do that. I avoid it like the plague.
Yeah.
For my mental. I will have my boyfriend go look at it every once in a while just to make sure that nobody's safety is being compromised. That like I'm safe, my family's safe, the people I care about are safe. Things like that.
Yeah.
So Reddit is easily, I don't understand how they haven't gotten sued. I don't understand how it's an active up and running account. I will never understand the fact that it's allowed, that it's legal, and that it's allowed to happen.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah, and these people are defending it. Like, it's a place where we have open conversations and blah, blah,
Free
blah.
speech.
I'm like, okay, free speech is one thing, but, like, that's that's a hate group. Like,
Yes, it is.
That is bullying. Like, that
Yes.
is something that needs to be taken down. If you guys are talking about what your favorite flowers are to plant in Minnesota in wintertime to make sure they come up in the spring, and you're all giving your opinions on which bulbs you like, that is completely different. Like,
I found out.
that.
Yeah, I found out what was wrong with my car through a Reddit thread.
It's exactly.
That saved me thousands of dollars.
There are productive things that happen on Reddit.
Yes, absolutely. But just the
hate.
the hate, the bullying,
But then it's also so funny that, like, you're literally living rent free in these people's heads. Like,
yes.
like, it's kind of amazing. Like, thousands of people
Thousands, dude. Thousands.
keeping tabs.
Literally. Like, dissecting quite literally everything that I do.
I guess you just, like, have to be flattered. Because if it's not actually, like, safety related stuff, they're literally just, like, talking crap. Like, okay.
Right.
Like, and I'm still gonna get up every day, and I'm, like, gonna go to my job and love it, and, like, have my boyfriend, and, like, be
Exactly.
happy, and have my family, and look cute, and buy clothes, and go to TJ Maxx. Like,
period.
you're still gonna live your best life, no matter
Absolutely.
what they say.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's, like, pointless, almost.
It
It's
is.
like, yeah. I
What
don't
do you
know. I don't
like?
get it.
What are you gaining from this?
Yeah, the mindset. It's, like, lame to me.
It's like ew. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like when you hear about that, you're like ew, because Reddit used to be like, if you had a Reddit, you were like a nerd almost.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like it was
definitely, yeah.
Like, it was definitely, nerd might be a wrong term to use, but like no one had Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had never had a Reddit account. The only people that I knew personally that had a Reddit account were people that, like, worked in IT.
Mm-hmm. Like, people who are seeking knowledge, asking questions,
absolutely,
opening conversations, like you said, about tech stuff and maybe like job stuff and whatever.
Like, and having, like, political debates and, like, whatever. But then it honestly, within, like, ever since TikTok became so big, it's taken such a shift.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like 5% knowledge and 95% hate.
Crazy.
Insane.
I can't even remember how we got on that, but
I don't know either, but here we are.
Here we are. Guys, follow our Instagram. That's how you know things are starting to wrap up.
An hour and 17 minutes in. Follow our Instagram. We also made a TikTok. Whoop, whoop.
We did.
Whoop. It is called The Latest BS Pod. Because apparently the latest BS was taken.
Dude, and I know for a fact I checked and it wasn't before. So I don't know who took it, but it has happened recently because it was not before. And I could kick myself for not, I don't know what I was thinking.
The latest BS pod, though, it's good.
Yeah, and it's like, now you know it's a podcast. Boom.
Exactly. Yeah, so we post like cute little clips and all that good stuff.
I know. We need to watch our last episode and tell Ian what clips we want. Dude, he made the titles. I was like, yes, you do it. He was asking me. I was like, this is overwhelming me. Like, I can't even. I cannot. You do it.
Right.
I think they're pretty good.
The one that I saw was good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
He's good with, like, the catchy, like, the hook stuff.
I love it. What a guy.
I know.
Finally getting our money's worth.
Sweet angel Ian. God love him. Okay, well,
God love him.
We love you guys. Follow us there, and we'll see you next week. We've been on it, so yeah, we'll see you next week.
Stay tuned until next time, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.